Hi everyone, today we're visiting some Outlander sites in the Highlands of Scotland. There we are, Clan Fraser. We're staying at this beautiful cabin here in Moray, this one right here, and we're not too far away from Culloden, so we're going to head to Culloden first, and then I think we'll try and go to Clava Cairns as well, which is the standing stones that are just very close to Culloden. And I don't think we'll manage today, but we might try another day to go to the Highland Folk Village or the Highland Folk Museum in Newtonmore, which is a really great sort of immersive museum that we just love, that type of place. So we're going to try hit up 3 sites that all have Outlander connections and also lots of Scottish history. So if you like Scottish history, particularly if you like Outlander, come along with us today.
Are you guys members of the National?
Yeah, we are. I just don't have it stuck on.
That's absolutely fine. Just pop it somewhere we can see it when you park up, and that'd be great.
Right.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy your visit now.
Right, cheers. I hate leaving it stuck on.
So we've just arrived at Culloden and we're going to go into the visitor centre first. The car park's quite hectic, isn't it? There's a charge to park, but we're National Trust members, so we don't have to pay. Yeah. So this is the visitor centre at Culloden Battlefield, and there's 2 displays that tells you it from the government perspective and from the Jacobite perspective, which is quite good, so you work your way around. This here is telling me about the night of the 15th of April, which was the night of the Duke of Cumberland's birthday, and that featured in Outlander, so that was kind of accurate, the portrayal of that night. And this is also featured in the series where they try to attack them during the night and get with the element of surprise, but it turns out to be a disaster. This is all taken from the real history.
Quite warm in here. Should we go outside?
Look at the time.
This little room you can go in, it tells you, or it shows you what it was like in battle. It's called the Battle Immersion Theatre, and it's really quite good. But I'm not going to take my toddler into that one. What's that showing?
Battlelands.
The Frasers, yeah.
Pulling the bucket.
And the Camerons there.
All the usual names.
And this was all the government side.
Yeah.
So with the Frasers, we had Cameron Fraser, MacDonald, McGillis, Mackenzie, McClacken and McTavish. So that's all names that appear in Outlander. Yeah. These are all real musket balls that have been found and excavated from the battle site. There's some buttons here. That's buttons from the government regiments. Musket shots that are being distorted by impact. This is about a controversial planning application that's gone in for housing nearby. Are you going to try on a red coat jacket?
No. Do you?
I wouldn't have been allowed to fight. So.
Look like you remember the Libertines? Yeah, that was the official tour.
Oh, yeah.
Why do we always end up in amongst official tours these days?
Well, we can go the opposite way.
I'll get near anyway.
This is Leonach Cottage on the edge of the battlefield, and it was actually used as a field hospital during the Battle of Culloden, and it was given to the National Trust, and it was the first sort of museum on the site here. So compare that now, that was how tiny that museum was, to the big visitor centre that we've just been through. It shows how much it's come on in all the years. And that was in the 1960s that it was handed over to the National Trust. We're just walking through the battlefield now, and there's quite good paths that you can walk along, and it takes you around all the flag points which show where the sort of the main fighting took place, doesn't it? The front line was. So you can see there's red flags to represent the government side, and the blue flags represent the Jacobite side. And you can see from here how widespread it is. It's really quite a large area. So what did you think of the visitor centre?
Good. There's a lot of reading you can do. It shows you the full story from both sides.
We kind of sped through it
Yeah,
today, but we've been before.
Also, we did take the audio tour one time, and you end up having to stop a lot and stand.
It takes you a
and
long
sit
time to get through.
Keep going, because there's a lot of movement. You actually saw a lot of people just sitting in the tent but catching up on their audio.
Yeah.
So if you're in a hurry or you're not that bothered in the details, but don't take the audio.
Yeah, or don't even pay into the visitor
yeah, so
centre,
you
because
can-
it's free to walk around here.
You'd have to pay parking.
Yeah, they brought in a parking charge since we were last
Well,
year. I think I
There's
don't
paid
think there
display
was.
machines. Maybe we did pay
Maybe we
display,
did,
and I don't remember.
Yeah, so it's free to get onto the battlefield, and if you're not wanting to go into the actual visitor centre sort of exhibition museum area, you can
just walk
use the
around,
cafe in the shop and not pay your entry, because what was it, £12?
13, I think.
12 or 13 pounds for an adult, and you can also pay for like a tour of the battlefield, which was about £4 extra. But yeah, it just depends what you want to get out of your visit here. If you're short of time, you can just come and walk around here and visit the shop and the cafe. I'd say that probably gives you a good idea of the site and what's here. Do you agree?
Yeah, well, not that many battlefields you can just walk about these days. Most of them built on.
This is the first of the gravestones that you see on the walk around here, and they all have sort of clan names
Well,
on
on
them.
the Jacobite side,
Most of them do. So the clan graves and memorial cairn. In the years after the Battle of Culloden, interest in the story of the battle steadily grew. The memorial cairn and grave markers of the clan were constructed in 1881 by Duncan Forbes, who was the landowner. But a recent archaeological survey has suggested that the government soldiers killed at Culloden may have been buried close to this area. A coin dating from 1752 was found near here, possibly dropped by a soldier visiting the war graves in the years after the battle.
There that we're only actually on less than half of the battlefield.
Yeah.
Because that's the road.
Alright, so it's goes all the way over there. So is that where they're wanting to build houses? Because there was a big marker in there about the...
I'm not actually sure where, what edge that is.
Yeah. Here, the chief of the McGilvery fell. The chief of the McGilverys fell. So this is actually quite a good view of how far across it goes and how the landscape looks. There's kind of ups and downs, and it's not just like grass, it's very full, you know, it's full of brush and boggy, yeah.
I think it's boggy, I think that's part of the problem. I think inside information or something. It wasn't actually a very good battlefield.
Yeah, it's quite treacherous, really.
Jacobites chose it, but it was a bad choice.
Yeah. Camerons there, Clan Cameron. Clan Macintosh. Mixed clans. So they obviously didn't know who was fighting in this area, but there must have been bodies found. That's all mixed clans, those two there, look. I see, this must have been where all the action was. This area, I suppose that would make sense because it's where
It's right in the middle of
the memorial is as well.
Yeah, we're slightly closer to the government side.
Yeah. And I have a feeling that this is a Clan Fraser memorial stone because it's all fenced off, unfortunately. Yeah, which is a shame that people come here and are kind of disrespectful to the level that they have to fence it off, really.
Oh yeah.
It's a bit of a shame, but there we are, Clan Fraser.
What would people like to do?
So the Battle of Culloden was fought on this moor 16th April 1746. The graves of the gallant Highlanders who fought here for Scotland and Prince Charlie are marked by the names of their clans. So here we're approaching the Jacobite line now, where it's marked with the blue flags. You can see them all the way up there into the distance. Every time I'm here, it strikes me that I wonder what the men who died here, particularly the Jacobites, like over 300 years ago, I wonder what they would think of Scottish politics today. So in the aftermath of Culloden, that's what led to the clearances and like the oppression of tartans and Gaelic and all Highland culture.
And ultimately the clearances.
Remember the episodes like right after Culloden in Outlander when the redcoats come round and like shoot everyone? That's like the one episode that I can't ever rewatch.
Oh really?
I hate rewatching that one because it's just so brutal. Yeah. So the first cannon shots of the battle were fired from here. The government troops responded with their own cannon fire to try and destroy the Jacobite guns. Some Jacobites suffered terrible injuries as they stood in line, desperately waiting for the order to charge. You do get a feeling when you're here, don't you? It's a very sombre place. So this is us walking back towards the visitor centre now. It takes what, about...
It's 35 minutes on the maps, but I don't even know if it would take that long if you kept walking.
20 minutes, half an hour, I would say.
You read a lot of signs.
Walk around the back of the road.
There is a little bit you can go off down the side and that, but I think we've done like the main circular route.
Yeah. So we're in the cafe here and we got chocolate cake, lemon and elderflower cake, 2 flat whites and a wee juice, carton of juice. And it was £18 something.
What? You can't take a bit that big.
Yeah, this is all the Outlander stuff. So we've got some rings, Outlander inspired rings, a dragonfly and amber, Jamie and a Claire for your Christmas tree.
So that is.
Oh, a Fraser crest coaster. That's quite nice. The scarf that I have. No, it's this one I've got, I think, is it? So we've just left Culloden and we're on our way now to Clava, Cairns, which is an ancient burial site with standing stones. And those standing stones are allegedly what Diana Gabaldon used as her inspiration for Craignadoon. So while we're in the area, we thought we'd go and check them out. We've never been there before, so this is a new one for us. So as we're filming this, the episode of Blood of My Blood that's just aired is Beltane. It was primarily filmed, or it was set at Craignadoon. So we've seen a lot of Craignadoon in the new series, but Craignadoon itself is actually a sect. It's filmed in, I think, Perthshire somewhere, but it's actually just props. The stones are props. So there is no real Craignadoon that you can go and look at. So these standing stones today, I'm hoping, are as close a representation as we can get to what Diana Gabaldon was thinking when she wrote about Craignadoon.
Standing stones, or in Scotland generally, there's a lot of like odd ones dotted around.
Yeah, you'll see
where
them
they've
in
been destroyed.
almost every region, wouldn't you?
Farmers have destroyed them.
Yeah.
Hey, watch it. Oh, Amber.
Look.
You on both hands. Oh.
Ready?
We better not let go, else one of us will get left in the wrong time.
Look.
No, Mummy went on her own. You did it.
Whee!
Amber went through together. Mummy's in the different time zone.
It's okay, I'll go and find Jamie.
Well, yeah.
The episode of Blood of My Blood that's just aired was Beltane, and it was quite an exciting one for me to watch because my sister was actually an extra in that episode, and she played one of Ellen's sort of ladies that she was walking around Beltane with, so that was really quite exciting to watch. And she said when they were filming that one, it was actually a really, really cold day, even though it was supposed to be like a summer's day in the show. It was really, really cold. So as you can see, it's quite busy today. There's quite a lot of tour groups here. So this is a Monday in September. He's not there. We're here at the Highland Folk Museum in Newtonmore, which is an open air museum, and there's lots of different kind of areas of this museum that you can visit. There's an old crofting township and various different buildings, like an old school and an old church. The reason we're here today is because there's a crofting village that was used in Outlander. The village that was used here for Outlander is part of the scene where in the first season Claire goes around with the Mackenzies collecting the rents, and they stop at a village and they do the wool walking song and all of that. So that's all filmed here. But I'm going to show you the whole, or as much of the museum as I can. We did get here kind of late on in the day and it closes at 4, so we don't have a huge amount of time, but we'll try and see as much as we can. But we're going to head to the Outlander village now and check it out. So there's a whole section in the guidebook that we bought here about Outlander, and it just tells you a bit about the fact that the 1700s Highland township here at the museum was used in, heavily featured in series 1, with episode 5 entitled Rent. And since then there's been a lot of visitors come to see it who are fans of the show. The really nice thing about this museum is that it's free entry. There's no ticket price and you don't have to like book in advance or anything, so it's quite nice.
£2 to park.
Yeah, you pay £2 to park and it's right off the road, the A9.
Well, you have to come off.
You come off.
Can you see Newtonmore Road?
Come through Kingiesy, but if you're travelling up or down from Inverness, it's pretty close to the road.
10-minute diversion.
But we were here maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and they now have signs up saying that it costs £12 per adult to run this museum, and that's what the suggested donation is.
Probably does cost them a lot of money to pay. But they also make money from the cafe and the gift shop.
Yeah.
And all that.
So we gave a donation, but we also have...
Is that your... They didn't pressure you.
No, there's no pressure to donate.
You don't have to... It's like a little bit beyond the counter.
I always think it's nice just to buy a couple of things like in the gift shop or in the cafe and support them in that way. But I think it's really great that this is a free museum for people to come to.
A lot of things are pushing like £20 per adult and stuff now.
Yeah, I mean, for example,
extortionate to something.
Brodie Castle that we went to a few days ago, we are National Trust members, so we didn't pay the upfront cost when we arrived. But it was, what, £16 per adult?
I think so.
Which I do feel is quite a lot for that.
Yeah.
When you compare it to this, which has so much to look at. So here we are at the 1700s township. Hello. Yes, years ago. Thank you. Yeah.
So duck.
Okay.
It'll be the right height for this one.
For now.
Yeah, for now. And if you've got any questions at all, feel free to ask myself or my colleague Marion. Just a quick little bit of context. You're looking at the 1730s typical Highland township. That's what it would look like back then. So the turf houses they're called.
Okay, we'll go for a wander. Thank you.
But the round
Oh, yeah, I don't think she'll like it in here. I don't even think you'll see this on film. So I think from memory this is roughly the area where Claire was set up for the wool walking. I think it was roughly here. You get a nice view of all the little thatched cottages here. So this is a community of rural tenants, and it would be set up in the similar way as what it was in Outlander, where the tenants would pay the landowner to farm on this land, wouldn't they? So all the buildings are made with natural materials from the dry stone wall, and the roofs are made, these ones here are made with heather, and this one there is made with reeds. Is that what she said?
It does look more like what you see like in England.
Yeah, it
where
looks
you can
different.
It's tighter, isn't it? That's more like straggly.
Yeah.
Like thicker limbs. Where it's tighter, tighter here.
This must be a weaver's cottage. It's extremely dark. I can barely see it myself. But this looks like a weaver's cottage to me, with all of the tartan blankets and stuff here at the entrance. You can really smell smoke when you're walking around from all the houses. Oh, this one's a little bit brighter because it's more of an open wall here. This must be some type of barn, I think. Very low ceilings. It's like a little living area here with an open fire and some beds over in the back there. And there's hay down here, so they must have kept animals inside the house. There's a wee broom over there. Here's a quote from a survey of the province of Moray in 1798. The parish of Kingush. Kingushish, would that be here?
It must be.
Spelled differently. But the cultivated farms are in general of inconsiderable extent, and the habitations mean black earthen hovels darkened by smoke and dripping up on every shower. Barley, oats, rye and potato are the produce of the cultivated ground, but the quantity obtained is not sufficient for the support of the inhabitants. Black cattle is their primary object for the payment of their rents and other necessities. So it shows like it was never really like a very sustainable way of living.
That was really why the clearance, wasn't it? Because people did their own little things, but it didn't make anyone any money. But like obviously there's like no black, like you see all the black, yeah, I know you get them in odd places like in Lewis and all that, but it obviously was like that everywhere and they just cleared them all. But like Moray is like an ancient county. That's why like this was probably part of Moray then. Because of being like an Earl of Moray and all that.
It says daily life probably revolved around the rising and setting of the sun. In the home, life centred around the meagre peat fire, the main source of warmth, sunlight and heat for cooking. Dwellers sat and slept close to the fire. Their light was often supplemented by the burning of resinous fir candles, pine splinters split from trees uncovered during digging peat for fuel. In this gloom they cooked and ate food such as oat bannocks and porridge, broth, drank ale, and carried out their craft such as twisting heather ropes, making horn spoons or spinning.
No wonder they all moved to America.
Neil always says really interesting little quips
Off camera.
as soon as I turn the camera off.
You need to just
And I believe he's building up quite a fan club, so you have to give the people what they want.
first time for everything. Good job here to be a 1700s woman.
I don't know, to be honest. I could crochet, although I don't know if they did much crochet in Scotland at that time.
I don't think the tourists would know whether you're doing a legitimate
No, maybe
form
not.
of work.
We've just heard the staff saying that this was a recreation of a village which was based on rates about 5 miles from here. So this wasn't actually, you know, it's not an authentic village, but it's a recreation.
Yes.
So if you're a fan of Outlander, you're probably also a fan or interested in Scottish history. While we're here at the Highland Folk Museum, we'll show you some of the other exhibits here, just to get a flavour of what it's like if you were to come here for the day. There's really a lot to see and do here, and we don't have a lot of time today because we're on the road back home. But just to give you an idea, this is where the village that Outlander used is. So it's a long, kind of a longish walk back to the main area. 10-15 minutes, yeah. And there's a lot of places to look at around this area. There's a school that I'd quite like to see. There's also a church, so we might try and do a couple of them, but we're definitely not going to be able to visit all of them. This is out with the fences here at the museum, but I don't know if you can see up on that tree, there's what looks to me a wildcat statue. And this area is actually one of the few areas, possibly even the only area in Scotland, where there are wildcats left. And that's due to like a lot of efforts to reintroduce wildcats to the area. Not far from here is the Highland Wildlife Park, which is just on the outside of Kingassy. And if you go there, you can see lots of wildcats. And what was it, lynx that were running around here?
Maybe that's a type of wildcat, isn't it?
No, remember recently in the news there was lynx were dropped off.
That's right.
Here.
They were like not well.
Yeah, and they didn't really cope very well with the wild. And the wildlife park here on the other side of the village, they took them in. I think one of them died, but I think maybe one is still there.
That count as a red squirrel?
I think it probably does.
A wee pine cone?
I'm not sure what time this post office is from. Early 1920s. So this is what the post office would have looked like here in the 1920s. The little weighing scales there. Someone sending eggs. You definitely couldn't send eggs in the post these days. Furnished houses to let in Newtonmore. Here at least the sea Someone's living room?
Mm-hmm. Training with George.
Oh yeah. The post office was the 1920s. So it must
This
all be
is
from around this
1937
time.
or-
Oh, 37.
So that must be the one that abdicated. Or no, that must be the Queen's death.
Okay, Amber would like those. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, actually.
Will we get some of these? And a wee milky bar for the road. The sweetie shop had loads of little jars of sweets and stuff, but we just got some white chocolate because that's what we like, isn't it?
Amber does.
Just get these in pick and mix. Not like them.
Yeah. I'll let you have them.
Cabbage. Oh, look at these old road signs. Sign for Clava Cairns, which we were at just the other day. And Corrimony, Chambered Cairn. I'm not sure where that is. Can you see 3.5 miles, 3.25 miles? Newtonmore. They've got like employees at the sites to tell you a bit about them, and it's always nice to see that because you might not always want to go and ask questions, but if someone approaches you, it makes it easier to get a bit of conversation going, and questions kind of pop into your head as you're having the conversation. So I always quite like it when they have staff stationed in different spots on places like this, and even in like castles and things, because it gives you the chance to learn a bit that you might not have otherwise. Craigdu Tweed Cottage. Wow. They make tweed. Scotland's finest productions in twin sets, jumpers, cardigans, scarves, rugs and Shetland goods. And across the road is the tailor and outfitter. Wow, that's beautiful. So this is the church, which was originally built in 1900, but it was re-erected here in 1987. It was the first of many historic rural buildings re-erected on the museum site. Wow. Exhibition of brushes.
All the scrubbers.
Wow, brushes made from heather. Brushes made from broom, oat grass, purple moor, marram grass. It's quite interesting, isn't it?
Ever made up here before?
No, I don't think we've been in this one. Bible for Courts Martial from 1868. Belonged to James Mackintosh, who served in the 3rd Bombay European Regiment. He wrote on the front of the Bible, "This Bible accompanied me through the campaigns of 1857 and 1858. It was used in court-martials with soldiers swearing on the Bible before they were tried. Bottle of water from the River Jordan brought home for christenings in the 1870s from Strathglass. This church, constructed on Culloden battlefield since the Jacobites fought the government troops in 1746. It is duo-denominational and a prefabricated kit building. They do not know the exact cost of this church, but a similar building ordered from another supplier cost £174, erected complete. This church was from Spears & Co. of Glasgow. So it's going up to see the school. It's a single teacher school that was originally built in Kirkhill Parish near Inverness. in the late 1800s. Cloakroom, some toys. And we'll finish up by going into this Highland cottage, which will be our last stop on this museum trip today. And this cottage is from the 1890s. So there's a little cradle in there for the baby, kitchen table, and a bench. This is all the crockery, plates and things, and your butter churn. And this was the bedroom. So you've got your fire, little dressing table, and the bed with somewhere to hang your clothes over there. This is much more developed than the ones in the Outlander village that we saw from the 1700s. There's a lot more home comforts in this one. This phone box was originally situated on the A96 at Brodie between Forres and Nairn. So when we were at Brodie Castle the other day, this phone box was originally from there. Oh. Please be brief, as others may be waiting to use this call office. Well, the gift shop's closed.
It's a bit silly when there's still people in the park, but
oh well.
That's what they do here.
So that brings us to the end of our Outlander tour of the filming sites of the Highlands.
All right.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Bye.